You ready to level up your style? Here's 5 tips that'll help you improve the way you dress so people look at you and get compliments, feel good about yourself, feel good about the clothes you have on, and the outfits you put together. First rule is going to be textures. Obviously, in our current fashion state, everybody talks about textures, like textures add, like a fun pop to your outfit. And it's true. Like I can't deny that. I like my textured sweaters. Shirt is textured, shoes sometimes. We'll get like different kinds of belts, and that's fine. But it's important to know the limit. You don't want to have textures going this way, that way. It's gonna contrast with your outfit. It's not gonna be appealing to the eyes. Here, it's kind of like an example. This shirt is like a corduroy texture. It's really nice, purple color. Tane's a little bit textured, but not really. It's a really basic tane. My pants are pretty basic, just the colors like the light gray, almost purple wash, and the white shoes. Got a belt just to like cut it. We got like a little black, cuts it in half. There's not too much going on, but I think the centerpiece would be this over shirt. With that, it's kind of like what I'm trying to explain is try to have like a centerpiece to your outfit, something that like catches the eye, but that it doesn't like contrast with another piece of your outfit. You want to grab the attention, you want to keep it, but you don't want people to be like looking like this way, because you have textures crisscrossing and zigzagging. It just looks more put together. Here's kind of an example of like what not to do. This button-up shirt, I don't know, like layback shirt. I don't really know what to call it, but it's more like a silky fabric. It's more loose, it's more lightweight, kind of like the pattern. It looks good, but with this whole outfit, there's too much to look at. You're looking at the shirt, the undershirt, even like here I got the example, the suede shoes. So who's ever looking at you, they're not going to know where to focus. They're going to be all over the place. In turn, they're going to think of that about you, that your outfit's all over the place. It's not put together. So here I pretty much have the same shirt, same shoes, just changed for the khaki chinos. Throw on this like braided belt, and it looks better. There's not too much going on. This belt adds a little bit of contrast because of the color, the texture on it, and the suede shoes give it a nice finishing appeal on the bottom. And here the centerpiece would be the shirt with the pattern and the actual flowiness where it's really breezy. This is actually perfect because here in LA we're still like summer, man. It doesn't even feel like fall, honestly. Next tip is actually ironically because it's gonna be sweaters. Everybody likes sweaters, but it's important to have different sweaters, different textures, different colors. Think about that kid in high school who always wore the same hoodie every day in school. It might have worked for high school, but as you get older, people are going to compliment you or think you look nice. They're going to be like, wow, this guy only has one sweater. What's wrong with him? So here I have a green long sleeve sweater. Doesn't really have much of a texture. What I like is these sleeves. They kind of have like a thick riveted this part, whatever. It looks really nice. It holds against my wrist really well. Sometimes you get like those wrists where they're kind of like flimsy and they get like that. Here I have this cable knit sweater that I picked up the other day. I really liked it. It goes back to the other tip where, it's texture, so it's appealing to the eye if someone's looking at you. And I was like, wow, that's a nice sweater. I've also seen a lot of influencers lately wearing these kind of sweaters. And I really like them. That's going to be also part of my next tip. So with this sweater, I was specifically looking for the polar knit ones. I couldn't find one. I saw this one and I really liked it. And I was like, oh, like the texture on it, like the color. It looks good. And it actually is kind of versatile because you can kind of give it up in that open cardigan like vibe in a way. I will say though, the zipper on this really sucks sometimes. Trying to open it, it's like, what the fuck? But yeah, see how it has like a cardigan or parts and like that. I really like the button ones, so this was actually perfect. pretty versatile and looks good. And so for my next step, I already kind of said it, is if you're trying to get inspired, trying to put outfits together, level up your style, trying to figure out what to wear, there's a lot of inspiration out there now. Social media, YouTube, TikTok, just you find someone that has a style that you're trying to replicate. You watch their videos and you're like, oh, I could put this piece together, put that piece together, and make an outfit. Like how I said this, I had seen a lot of influencers wearing these. And I really liked how they looked. And I had never honestly thought about wearing this. Like, it never really crossed my mind until I saw someone that I liked watching wearing them. And I thought, wow, this look really good. I gotta get me one. Inspiration isn't also just limited to social media. You can watch movies. If you have a favorite actor, you like how they dress, stuff like that. There's even books you can read. There's a really good book I ordered the other day. I'll probably show you in another video. The one book that I would recommend, it's not really a book, it's kind of, what is it called? Like color combinations. I think it's made in Japan, but it gives really good like examples of how to combine your colors. Like it's not really like for fashion wise, but you can get inspiration from that. You can have like a certain piece of clothing and be like, oh, this kind of matches this color. These colors would go well with it. And then you can kind of like pick and match different outfit pieces to put an outfit together. The next step is going to be accessories. When you accessorize, you elevate your outfits. Let's say you're walking down the street and you see someone has the same shirt as you. You have a necklace on, sunglasses on, something that gives it a little bit of a pop. It has more personality on you. It's going to look a lot better. Obviously, don't go overboard and wear a ton of jewelry and stuff like that. That's not really being fashionable. That's just kind of showing off. Like here, see, I had a change. It says empty space right here. Kind of gives it something to like rest eyes in between my face and my torso area. It's like, oh wow, you look at the necklace and you're like, oh wow, that's a nice necklace. Yeah? Stuff like that. You get compliments like that all the time. And the last tip is going to be kind of goes into like taking care of your clothes. If you want your clothes to look nice, your outfits to look good, you gotta take care of them. That way you're not constantly having to buy new clothes, running up the credit card just to try and look good. Like if you take care of your clothes, it should last you pretty long time. Generally speaking, it depends on how much you sweat, how hot it is outside, how much you use them. If you're using them for work and stuff like that, where obviously there's wear and tear. But generally speaking, unless it's like your underwear and your socks, you don't really have to wash them every time you use them. For t-shirts, stuff like this, I'll probably wash them every 2-3 times I wear them. If I'm sweating too much, then yeah, I'll wash them single use, no problem. These kind of sweaters, probably wear them like 4 or 5 times before I wash them. Jeans, like denim jeans, whew, damn. Not that they're dirty or anything, they might smell, but that's, like I said, depends on how much you sweat and stuff like that, but I'll generally wash them every like 8 to 10 times I wear them, And like heavier jackets, like let's say a bomber jacket or workwear jacket, I don't even think I wash those just because the material they are, and usually when I'm wearing them it's pretty cold, so I'm not sweating at all, and I have layers underneath, so the sweat isn't actually penetrating where it could smell on the clothes. So we have like a smelly shirt, and it doesn't smell like that. It all depends. Like something like this, where it's a little bit loose, more fitting, where it's more on my skin, probably wash every single time I wear it because of the material. This one would stink after one wear. And even if you're afraid of getting your clothes damaged by the washing machine or the dryer, they would recommend dry cleaning, because they'll, I'm not really sure they steam clean and dry clean, whatever that means. I'm not a professional on that, but they'll make sure your clothes looks good, smells good, and is clean and ready for the next wear. Yeah, guys, those are my 5 tips to level up your fashion sense, help you put outfits together, take care of your clothes so you look good and feel good, and get more compliments in the long run.